Top features that make men unattractive. We all know that looks play a big role in how people are treated. Attractive guys usually get more attention, more chances, and more respect. So in this video, we're gonna take a look at the features that make men unattractive, and why they matter more than most people realize. The first feature is narrow clavicles. This one often gets overlooked, but it actually makes a huge difference in how masculine a guy's frame looks. Broad shoulders are one of the key markers of male attractiveness. They create that V-taper look that makes the waist appear smaller and the body more powerful. But when the clavicles are narrow, the shoulders look sloped, and the whole upper body comes across as weaker and less imposing. Even if you hit the gym hard, a naturally narrow shoulder width limits how wide your frame can look. It just takes away that strong athletic presence that broad shoulders usually give. When a man has broad clavicles, it naturally gives off this safe protective energy that women pick up on instantly. It's not something you consciously notice at first, but there's an instinctive response. Broad shoulders signal strength, stability, and the ability to protect, traits that evolutionary psychology suggests are tied to attraction. Women are wired to respond to cues that indicate good health, strength, and the ability to provide protection, and broad shoulders hit all of those markers without saying a word. On top of that, clothes also fit better on men with broad shoulders. Jackets, t-shirts, and even simple button-ups just hang in a way that looks sharper and more stylish, which makes the whole look even more attractive. A great example is Italian model Alessandro Della Sola. He naturally has broad shoulders, even without hitting the gym. Just look at him in this picture. His broad clavicles make him look powerful, commanding, and effortlessly attractive. That presence is magnetic. Women feel it subtly. It's that mix of confidence, reliability, and physical capability that draws attention and admiration without him doing anything. On the other hand, narrow clavicles cause the shoulders to slope inward, and it can make the upper body look softer, weaker, or less imposing. It doesn't mean someone is unattractive, but it's one of those subtle traits that quietly influence first impressions, without anyone even realizing why. Broad clavicles are a silent biological advantage in the game of attraction. And here's the thing, having broad shoulders and a strong upper body isn't just about raw genetics. The way you dress can either highlight your frame or make it disappear. A man with broad clavicles looks even more powerful when his clothes fit properly and create that sharp V-taper silhouette. And one of the simplest style hacks to pull this off is paying attention to your waistline. That's where a good belt comes in. A well-designed belt doesn't just hold your pants up, it frames the waist, sharpens your proportions, and makes your whole outfit look more structured and masculine. Which brings me to today's sponsor, Anson Belt & Buckle. This is a family-run company that's been around since 2009, and they've completely reinvented how belts should work. Instead of holes, Anson uses a micro-adjustable track system with quarter-inch increments, so your belt fits perfectly, every single time. And once you experience that kind of fit and comfort, trust me, you'll never want to wear a regular belt again. And because you can mix and match any buckle with any strap, so you'll always have a belt that matches your outfit perfectly without having to buy dozens of belts that clutter up your closet. But here's the thing, this isn't just about style. It's about feeling more comfortable, more confident, and more polished in what you wear. Anson's belts adjust with you throughout the day. So whether you're sitting, standing, or on the move, you're always comfortable and looking sharp. I've been wearing mine nonstop, and honestly, it's the best belt I've ever owned. Once you try it, trust me, you'll never go back to your old belts. And if you're wondering why you should trust them, this is a company that's still proudly family-owned and operated, has earned over 40,000 five-star reviews, and backs their belts with a lifetime guarantee on functionality. They stand behind every product they make, and once you get one, you'll see why. And because Anson Belt & Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan this QR code to build a box set, you'll get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap, completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps, which can be mixed and matched into 9 unique belt combos, all in one box. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. The next feature is a narrow jaw. The jawline is one of the most important things that can make or break a man's face. It's the structure of the face. It frames everything else. A strong wide jaw instantly gives the face definition, making the cheekbones, chin, and even eyes pop more. It's what turns an ordinary face into one that looks striking and masculine. But when a man has a narrow jaw, the face can look softer, less defined, and sometimes even younger than it really is. The lack of angularity makes the face appear less structured, which can subtly reduce the impression of strength and confidence. Even if the rest of the features are symmetrical, a narrow jawline weakens the overall impact. A strong jawline signals masculinity, maturity, and dominance, traits women pick up on instinctively. Celebrities like Brad Pitt or Robert Pattinson are perfect examples. Their wide chiseled jaws give them that naturally commanding and memorable look. Next up, flared ears. This one might seem small, but ears actually play a bigger role in facial harmony than most people realize. Ideally, ears sit close to the head and follow the natural curve of the skull. When they stick out or flare, it can subtly throw off the balance of the face. Flared ears draw attention away from other features, the eyes, jawline, and cheekbones, and can make a face look less refined or awkward. Even if someone has a strong jaw and symmetrical features, noticeable ears can distract from all of that. So if your ears flare out, it might subtly soften or distract from the impact of the rest of your face. On the other hand, ears that sit flush with the head help create a clean, structured look that keeps all attention on your best features. The next feature is a recessed maxilla. Out of all facial traits, this one might be the most underrated but also the most powerful. The maxilla is basically the centerpiece of the face. It controls how your midface looks and ties everything together. It's not just about one feature, it's about how the whole face comes across. When the maxilla is well developed and forward, it creates that strong structured look where the cheekbones pop, the under eyes look supported, and the face has depth and harmony. But when it's recessed, the midface looks flat or sunken in. The eyes can look hollow, the nose appears bigger, the jawline loses definition, and the cheekbones don't stand out. In short, it affects the entire facial balance. That's why it's such a game changer. The maxilla impacts the eyes, the nose, the cheekbones, and even how the jawline comes across. It's like the anchor of the face, and when it's underdeveloped, everything else looks less defined. Take Henry Cavill as an example. His forward maxilla makes his cheekbones sharp, his eyes supported, and his whole face commanding on camera. Compare that to someone with a recessed midface, and the difference is night and day. On the flip side, a recessed maxilla softens the entire face and can really hurt first impressions. It's not something most people can change naturally, but it's one of those subtle features that makes a massive difference in overall facial attractiveness. The next feature is a receding hairline. Hair plays a huge role in framing the face. It's like the border of a picture. When it's full and well-shaped, it highlights the best features. But when the hairline starts creeping back, it changes the proportions of the forehead and can instantly make a guy look older. Having a receding hairline or being bald is usually a bad deal when it comes to attractiveness. Very few people actually look good bald. Jeremy Meeks is one of the rare exceptions, but he has insanely strong bone structure that carries the look. For most men, once the hair goes, it makes the face look harsher, less youthful, and often less balanced. A receding hairline often makes the forehead look larger and throws off the harmony of the face. It also takes away that youthful, healthy vibe that women naturally find appealing. In society, hair is tied to vitality, confidence, and even status, so when it starts thinning or pulling back, people notice right away. Some men can pull it off, think Jason Statham or The Rock, but they usually compensate with a strong jawline, a muscular frame, or a tough masculine presence. For the average guy, though, a receding hairline can make the overall look softer and less striking, especially if other features aren't very strong. It doesn't mean you're doomed. Many men deal with this, and style choices can make a huge difference. But as far as facial attractiveness goes, a receding hairline is definitely one of those features that can tip the scales in the wrong direction. The next feature is facial fat. Facial fat can ruin the whole face even if you have attractive features. It affects the cheeks. They won't be sharp or angular, and those natural OG curves get hidden. Facial fat also impacts the jawline, creating that dreaded double chin. Instead of that chiseled, masculine look, the face can appear rounder, puffier, and less defined. And because facial definition is one of the biggest markers of male attractiveness, losing it can really hurt first impressions. Women are naturally drawn to faces that show structure, the lines of the jaw, the angles of the cheeks, the sharpness around the eyes. Excess fat covers those features and makes the face look softer, less athletic, and in some cases, older. And also, the body shape looks bad because the main reason for facial fat is being overweight. Extra fat in the cheeks or under the chin can make the jawline look weaker, the midface look heavier, and the overall proportions less sharp. Of course, genetics plays a role in where fat is stored, but lifestyle matters too. Diet, fitness, and overall body fat percentage all show up on the face. That's why losing even a small amount of weight can sometimes completely transform how defined and attractive a man's face looks. The difference between a puffy round face and a lean angular one is night and day. Next up, short height. Height is one of the biggest factors for male attractiveness, and being short is almost always seen as a disadvantage. For men, height is tied to presence, dominance, and how people subconsciously perceive status. That's why tall guys usually get an edge in dating, modeling, and even business. Short men often face real challenges. Clothes don't drape the same way, proportions can look off, and in social or romantic situations, taller men naturally draw more attention. With today's standards, influenced by social media and cultural expectations, the bar has gone even higher. Women often expect men to start at 6 feet tall. That's what many consider the minimum for an attractive male height. Supermodel Adriana Lima once said that men under 5 feet 11 inches are just friends. This inflation in height expectations makes it harder for shorter men to be perceived as confident or commanding in the same way taller men are. It's not just looks, it's perception. Taller men automatically get an aura of protection and authority, even before they speak. Being short means constantly having to overcome subconscious biases about strength, dominance, and presence. It's one of those traits that silently impacts first impressions in almost every context. Next feature, prey eyes. Even if a man has a sharp jawline, broad shoulders, and good height, a weak eye area can really hurt overall attractiveness. Prey eyes, or more broadly, a poorly structured eye area, often give off a submissive, anxious, or less confident vibe. These can include rounded or bulging eyes, negative canthal tilt, closed-set eyes, or drooping eyelids. In general, a bad eye area can make or break a face. The eyes are one of the top facial features that signal strength, confidence, and masculinity. Well-proportioned strong eyes instantly elevate a face, while poorly structured eyes can undermine even your best features. Extra attention is needed here because eyes frame the face and interact with other features like the nose, cheekbones, and jawline. A weak eye area can make the midface look softer, the jawline less sharp, and overall proportions less defined. In short, the eye area doesn't just affect how you look, it affects how the rest of your face reads. So, even if you tick all the other boxes for attractiveness, neglecting the structure of your eyes can still hold you back. That's why the eye area is absolutely critical. It's one of the first things people notice, and it sets the tone for the rest of your facial impression. Another feature that can really hurt attractiveness is acne. Clear skin is one of the biggest signs of health in youth, and when the face is covered with breakouts, it instantly takes away from the overall look. Acne can ruin facial harmony because it distracts from your actual features. Instead of noticing your jawline, cheekbones, or eyes, people's attention goes straight to the skin problems. It doesn't just affect the cheeks or forehead. Acne on the chin or jawline can make the lower face look rough and uneven. Severe breakouts can also leave scars and texture that permanently alter the smoothness of the skin, which is a huge factor in attractiveness. And the truth is, women naturally associate clear skin with good genetics, hygiene, and health. On the flip side, acne makes the face look less clean, less youthful, and in some cases, less masculine. It's one of those things where even if you have strong features underneath, the skin condition can cover them up and lower first impressions. Before we wrap up, don't forget to check out Anson Belt and Buckle. Click the link in the description to build your box set and upgrade your belt game today. If you want more videos like this, watch this.